What is up, everyone? It's Grim here. Hope you're all good. First of all, apologies for no video going out yesterday. Unfortunately, Cuddles was not very well at all. She was actually at home from work, so had my other halfly duties to deal with, which, as you will know, far outweighs anything else. So yeah, I was making sure she was okay. But what's this video, Grim? Well, this video, the visuals at least, is me just messing about my hunter in Nagran before I dinged 100. So it's not really connected to the video, it's just something for you guys to watch while I nabber away. But what are we actually talking about? What's the subject? What is the meat and potatoes of the video, Grimzo? Well, the meat and potatoes is guilds, funnily enough. Now, as you know, I have been desperately trying to get more numbers into the guild. Been trying to... just the same struggle that every guild leader has. It's just one of those things. And the problem is you get people in. This is not, by the way, going to be a ranty video, don't panic. But you get people in, and then they're like, okay, so I'm ready to go. What do I get? And it's like, well, you got to wait because we needed some more people. And they're like, oh, you try and do things. Just say, we want to run 5-mans. Do you want to do content that we can do at the moment because we can't raid? We're not in a position to. You feel free to invite people. If you see people, feel free to invite them. And they're kind of just like, nah, do you know what? I'm just going to go and join a cesspool raid guild. Because again, not that all raid guilds are cesspool. I'm talking about the huge ones on particular servers. My server has quite a lot of extremely large cesspool guilds that you'll be very lucky to get into the top raid seats because generally they're all friends and they're just using the rest of the guild, or they were back in the day, to fill the coffers up. But anyway, I know that sounds like a bit of bitterness, and I apologise for that. It's not meant to be. So I came up with not a original idea. It's been done before, but many of you may know I came from a game called Warhammer Online, and that used to have an alliance system. It was an official in-game thing where guilds could join together and basically had an alliance channel and they could chat to each other, and it was a way of pooling your resources, is the easiest way to put it. So that smaller guilds could come together and be actually something that could shape and change the way PvP happened. Warhammer was primarily a PvP game. Or for powerhouse guilds, the huge guilds, to come together and make a massive world-changing guild. But and that was an amazing thing. That was really good. There's a lot of content that I was able to do, and a lot of things I was able to be part of that I wouldn't have been if it wasn't for the alliance system. Now, come from Warhammer to Warcraft, and the game's obviously older and still alive, which always helps. So people are much more stuck in their ways. They're not open. The alliance system isn't there. It's not something that you can do in this game. So what the fuck? What the fuck? So I took it upon myself to sit down with the only character I have that's not in a guild, and it's for this reason. And I sat down and I went through every single guild that is currently in the guild list. I ticked all the boxes that applied very similar to the Inquisition, which is my guild, and basically started to go through, looking at the descriptions, looking at guilds that didn't have a vast amount of members, that were looking to get into raiding if they got more numbers. Mature, casual, sort of social guilds. I'm not expecting to go, mythic raiding with this group, but all worked out well. Got a big long list of names, and fingers crossed, this is the backstory. I'll get onto the next part in a second. But fingers crossed it goes well, and I'll get a couple of people or a couple of guilds that will be interested in teaming up and forming a little alliance. There's a lot of add-ons out there. Green Wall is the first one that springs to mind, which enables you to talk to other guilds as if you were in the same guild, which is a brilliant function. That's very much what the alliance function was. So you'll still be able to have your own guild, your own people, do your own thing, but if you need to, you can go outside of that and pool your resources with these other guilds. If it works, if people actually come back to me, I've sent out about 30 invites now just to see who's interested, who's not. I've got pages and pages of guilds to send stuff onto. But that puts me on to the next bit. And the next bit is, oh my fucking god, have you ever been through the guild list? I pray to God you have never been through the guild list like I have. Oh my god. I literally went through every single guild with WoW Armory open on one screen, WoW open on the other, and put in each guild into WoW Armory to look them up, to see who was active so that I could contact that person and, fingers crossed, get them to join our alliance. There are so many dead guilds that are in this list, and I have no idea why. I get that one day, once, back in the annals history, there's guilds on there still saying we're just finishing up Wrath content, ready to go into the new stuff. Because obviously, I think, was it Kata? I'm trying to think, was it Kata that the Guild Finder system came in? I don't know. I can't remember being around when Guild Finder came in, but or I may have been safely snuck away in a little guild somewhere and not noticed. But so now, so you've got all these guilds there going, oh yeah, we're really looking to expand, so we can do Kata stuff and we can do this and we can do that. You're like, you look them up and the guilds are dead. There's nothing. There's guilds, and it's not just guilds that are small. This is guilds with, say, 50, 60, 70, 120, 130 members, and you go on their roster list on WoW Armory and it's dead. There's nothing there. They're not doing anything. They're not partaking in World of Warcraft at all. Be that they've gone to a new server, that maybe they've swapped to Alliance, obviously because I'm looking at the Horde list, or what, I don't know. But you got to imagine, if you're someone that's just come into WoW, and you're looking to join a new guild, and best case scenario is that you click on a couple of the different ones, and your invites get declined. And you're like, oh, okay, fuck. Oh, fucking elitist pricks don't want me in their guild. The fact is that the guilds are all dead. So you've applied to 10 guilds and they're all dead guilds. Which, trust me, would not be outside the realms of possibility. Quite easy, you could select 10 guilds and they're all kaput. There's a lot of guilds on that list that don't exist anymore. Or that you go for the huge numbers and therefore you get a cesspool guild. Again, this is not a dig on large guilds, but my server has a lot of horrendous cesspool guilds which offer nothing and take much. But Blizzard, I know you bitch slapped, or you perceived to bitch slap guilds a little bit of a pimp slap when you took away the perk system. So i.e. guilds can't level up. I get why you did that, because smaller guilds weren't getting any members. Everybody wanted a level 25 guild that had everything available to them. And that's brilliant, that's fantastic, because you have put guilds back on an even keel. But you've given people no way of finding these guilds. Trade chat? Seriously, is that the best we've got in a game that, with Warlords of Draenor, has revolutionised so much? It really does feel like you've put guilds on the back burner. You were like, oh, do you know what, guilds isn't working. The whole system of guilds making money through having more members, you didn't like that. It was toxic. I completely agree with you. But to just suddenly go, do you know what, forget it. It's one of those Blizzard things where it was a brilliant idea on paper, it was so good, and could have been so good, but you just kind of went, I don't know, fuck it. That's fine. And that's such a shame, because you're pulling all these people in, you're pulling new members in with Warlords of Draenor, because it is such a good expansion. And then you're just dropping them into your world, and you're not helping them get to the next step. And the next step is that it's an MMO. It's a social interaction. Once they've immersed themselves in the world and the character, and they're like ready to see what else it's got, you can either slap them into pugs and into LFR. So there you go. There's 5-man pugs. You can do them. Okay, yay, 5-man pugs. I'm getting slated because of my DPS or whatever. But I've got nobody I can ask advice from. Or, oh, I know, I can do. I'll do LFR. Well, the LFR's kind of dull. It's great at first couple times, but now I'm just targeting dumbing. Every Wednesday I'm logging in, I'm targeting dumbing, and it's boring. I'm not really enjoying it. I'm not surprised! Blizz, please! You've created something fantastic at the front end. Now you need to get under the hood and you need to start working on things like guilds, because guilds make this game. I stayed and played Warhammer for so much longer than I should have done, because the people I was playing with were amazing. The game bored me. I didn't enjoy it at all at the end. But the people I was playing with were amazing. And it will keep people. You want people to keep playing, keep subscribing to this game? The next thing you need to fix is guilds. I know you've got transmogs in 6.1 and you've got, we've got great ideas for that kind of thing. Get back, finish up the work you half-assed started with Guild Finder. Because if you do something special on that, if you can make it work, then things are really looking up for Warlords, because you've said it yourselves, you don't want people doing LFR and that sort of shit. You want them really experiencing your content. They can only do that with really good guilds.